Good morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. Now, I can tell by the comments from the last video that people are wondering, how is it that I managed to format my video card before I uploaded the files into the computer? Well, I had a lot on my mind. I'll tell you about it in a minute here. But usually what happens is after I shoot in 8K, I will set the camera back to 4K, which is what it's doing right now. Because I knew I was going to be shooting I was all done with my 8K stuff on this pen here. And I figured, okay, let's set it back, because occasionally I will forget to shoot it back, and I will shoot the opening scene like right now of the next episode in 8K. Well, 8K is cumbersome. It's great, but it's not as easy to work with as 4K. So anyway, I set the camera back to 8K, and I thought, well, I'm at it, and the reason, the reason I hadn't uploaded yet is because I was waiting for my computer to boot up, and it does it pretty fast, but still. So I thought, well, okay, I've set it back to 4K. I may as well format the card right now too. And about 2 seconds after I formatted the card, to because that's what I do, I realized, oh, I forgot to upload the files into the computer for everything that I'd taken, and I had shown how I pressed this pen together. But it wasn't the end of the day. As I mentioned in the last episode, it's not like I'd lost model ship files or something. I mean, that's really important stuff. Anyway, so that's what happened. And for those of you who are wondering, now, why was I so preoccupied that I wasn't thinking about what I was doing? Okay, here, we're getting to the nitty-gritty now here. At 9 o'clock this morning, taxi's supposed to come by, and I heavy on the word supposed to. It's supposed to come by and pick me up and take me to a place here in Winnipeg called Cancer Care, Manitoba. And I'm supposed to be going there for a biopsy. About a few months ago, I guess it's last fall, I had a blood test, and my PSA was a little high, and they wanted to check and see what's going on. I had the MRI thing, and as I've said so many times before, life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. Believe me, I'd far sooner be sitting here messing around with even photo etch. I'd even work with photo etch rather than to go and have a biopsy at the cancer place. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. We our walkers. Let's see here. What do we got? We had it's sort of a nice sunrise. Maybe we'll show it later. Our walkers aren't scheduled to come by yet for about 5 minutes. That's usually when they come by. We'll see what happens. Anyway, if I sound like I'm a little bit nervous and don't know what I'm doing, it's because I'm a little bit nervous and don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's recompose here and see if there's anything else we can do. It seems to me we were going to try and put those little pieces E1 and E7 on here. So let's get ourselves going here and try and keep my mind off of this. But don't forget the taxi's coming. Okay, time is getting on here. I've got this piece positioned in the helping hands, and I think I've got it at the right angle so that gravity's going to be our friend here. And just move in a little bit here. We need the E1 and try and get it positioned. This is actually the first time I'm doing this. So you can see that little hole there on the side of the funnel, but I think I'm going to have to enlarge that. I think I'm just going to have to drill that out just a little bit. Because this does not seem to want to the peg that goes in the hole is just, well, maybe. Not quite, no. I think I'm just going to find a real small bit and put it on the pin vise and just open that hole up just a little bit more. And then it's supposed to go from there. That doesn't line up. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, because these things aren't. So let me check the manual here. Where does it say this is supposed to go? It goes. Okay, this top part goes. Yeah, it's supposed to go right up there. Which is right here. But those two little things that are sticking out of this, they're at the wrong angle. Well, let's enlarge the hole a little bit. Okay, maybe I don't need the pin vise. Maybe I could just use the shank that's on here. Yeah, it fits nice now. This does not make sense. Well, let's look at the other one that, whoops. Okay, this is the one that goes on the opposite side. It's the one that was not damaged. And it's at the same angle and everything as the everything is straight there. It should be sort of those two little things that make it look like sort of a bird with its beak open. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about this. Actually, I think what I'm gonna have to do is get myself ready to go here. So we'll be seeing you when I get back. Okay, I'm back. Remember that movie, Independence Day? And the guy, he flies his jet fighter up into the inside of the alien spacecraft and blows the head honcho to smithereens and saves the world? Or at least that's the way I remember it. Yeah, that's a pretty good movie, actually. Anyway, now, okay, the procedure is done. When my mother was a little girl, she was told a story about another little girl who had I think it was a stuffed animal, like a teddy bear or something like that. The teddy bear's name was Sam. And one time the little girl had to go to the doctor's office or the dentist or something like that, and after it was all over, it wasn't as bad as she thought it was going to be, and so she looked at her teddy bear and said, "See, Sam, that wasn't so bad." And my mother used to say that a lot. Like, I'd go to visit her in Kelowna quite regularly, as many of you know from way back in the workshop video days. And we'd often do dishes together, up until maybe the last 6 months. Then I did all the dishes. But anyway, we'd stand there and we'd talk and we'd visit. And after the dishes were over, Mom would inevitably say, "See, Sam, that wasn't so bad." Oh, how I wish I could hear her say that again, I'll tell you. Anyway, yeah, I got my souvenir here, and I guess we can remove it. Now be careful not to cut my wrists here and have, have to have an R-rated video or something. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's my name. All right. So far, I'm not feeling any pain, and the procedure wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It wasn't what you would call painful. It was just uncomfortable. It was bearable, quite bearable. I've never experienced pain number 10, so I don't know how to rate it, but I'd give it a 2 or a 3. It's not that bad. Okay, so let's not get too private here. Let's continue on and see if we can figure this out. Okay, I was about ready to go and check out Stefan's book and see if I could find a drawing or a photograph maybe of how this is supposed to go. And I suddenly realized it's not supposed to go this way. It's supposed to go the other way somehow. Now, I probably spoiled things this morning when I enlarged that hole. But it's supposed to go somehow like this. Now, would this one go in here, maybe? Let me reposition it here a little bit. Alright, so let's say if we put this one in. No, that's not right. I'm going to have to re-angle myself maybe here. Wow. I'm going to have to turn this thing around 90 degrees. It's at a bad angle for me. Okay, yeah, I can get it a lot better now. It'll look much the same to you though. Okay, so we've got our little hole here that I probably didn't need to drill out. And what I'm noticing now right here, it's probably hard to see, but there's a notch right there. The blade is just going down into it actually. And I think what is supposed to happen, where's my tweezers? Okay, yeah, I can get at this a lot more steady now. Okay, if we put this down in that hole, is this going to fit? If the mast was bent back just slightly, it would sort of wedge in there. So let's see if I can get it to go in there. Oh, it dropped down on me. I don't want to have it in too far because the piece on the other side. Hey, it looks like there's green cloth on that. I wonder how that happened. Okay. This is kind of delicate here. Okay, I'll know for the other side not to drill out the hole because that thing might have actually fit in there anyway. All right, now we gotta hold that down. There, it's down now. All right, now if I was to put a little bit of extra thin on all these 3 connections, I think that's what I'm going to do. Just let me recompose here. Okay. Now I'd like to try and lift this up just a little bit because I think that pin goes too far in there and it's going to block its counterpart when I try to put it on the other side. So is it possible to lift this up just a little bit? No, I think it's going to have to stay there. That's where it's going to have to stay. Now this one here. Trying to, yeah, pardon my my grubby fingers here. All right, I think that's going to be all right. Let's put a little bit of extra thin right there. And this is going to be lots, I realize, but that's going to meld. Now we're going to meld something right here. And we're going to meld something right here. And we're probably going to break it off before we're done. Okay. All right, we'll let that cure, or set rather, and then I'm going to do the other side the same way. Okay, about a minute has passed here, and I was looking in the monitor, and I was noticing that there seems to be quite a bit of excess But you know, I'll bet you if I stick Gabe's swab in it, it's going to stick to the swab, and I'm going to end up with a whole bunch of little stringy things coming off of it. So maybe I'll just leave it the way it is. Okay. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I get a coffee visitor, and today's Wednesday. So my neighbor's going to be coming over, and you can be sure he's going to want to know all about my big adventure. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.